Hello and welcome to Naval Action. This is VMAQ2-X. It's Friday, October 10th. It is about 14:30 Eastern Standard Time. There are 273 online and 60 battles. Okay, got a little news to pass from the Discord. This was yesterday. Captains, we plan to deploy the update to the live servers on Tuesday, October 14th. Tomorrow, October 10th, the final update will be released on the test server. Captains who have claimed or will claim a spot on the daily leaderboard on the test server before October 14th will receive a golden 5-5 Rangoon Teak Santissima Trinidad on the live server on October 15th. Daily leaderboard is based on received battle experience from PvP and PvE activities. So, got a little time to get on there and get on the leaderboard and get you a sweet Santy. A golden 5-5 Rangoon Teak Santissima Trinidad. Whew. Okay, and then there was some news today about the test server update that they released. And it kind of gives you a glimpse into what we might see when the update is released. They've added new Dutch fleets patrolling the shallow waters southwest of Shroud Cay, Nassau Patrol Area. These fleets do not attack players, unlike the patrolling NPCs on Trincomalee ships. It is impossible to join a battle on the side of the fleet, and the same applies to initial pulling into the battle. This prevents players from disrupting others' engagements. Each shallow fleet consists of 15 NPC ships, La Renommée and Cerberus. Sinking these ships provides a chance to loot rare offensive items with an increased drop rate. That's pretty good, because like always these prize giveaway fleets are always like first rates and that kind of thing, big, super powerful fleets. And that kind of leaves the mid base, the mid level player base out of the goodies. And so here they've added these, I guess you would call them like lower end fleets for the mids to try to farm. Although I'm pretty sure that the elites will be swarming in there and jumping on them too. Resource distribution. A couple of videos, well, several videos ago now, I talked about they had posted they were going to move the resource ports. They were going to change that arrangement up some. Well, apparently there was a great hue and cry in the Discord about that, and so the devs have kind of backed off. They pulled that Excel that they had posted showing where everything was going to be moved to, and and here's what they talk about that. It says resource distribution for most ports remains unchanged compared to the live servers, with the following exceptions. Uncapturable shallow ports in the safe zone, Bahamas. Additional resources and ammunition have been added to make the new player experience easier. Free ports now offer crafting resources, excluding rare woods. No ports have had any resources removed compared to the live servers. Important: due to the introduction of new contract rights for port owners, the following adjustments have been made. Uncapturable shallow ports in the safe zone and free ports now have significantly increased supplies of resources required for shipbuilding and consumables. This ensures that resources are not completely denied to players, even if port owners restrict contract rights to their clan only. That is crazy. So you're saying that the clan that owns the port can restrict who can get the resources from that port. That's a change that could really make it super difficult if you're a solo like myself. Other changes, they updated patrol rewards. Open world warships now drop more doubloons. Updated requirements for port fortifications and port visual style changes. They lowered the sail and mast hit points. They improved NPC decision making when switching broadsides. And round shot and double charge now retain full damage up to 1,000 meters, after which their effectiveness gradually decreases out to 3,000 meters. Now these are all changes that happening on the test server. You know, I'm kind of wondering how many of those are going to make it to the live server where we are at. But hey, you got 4 days to get out there and get you a reward, Santy. Get out there and start humping and killing ships. You'll be good to go on the 15th. Okay, so what's going on with me here today? I gotta earn some more scratch. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run some cargoes and get some more monies built up. My sulfur is ready to pick up. I'm also gonna pick that up. I'll do that first. I'll run some cargoes to get some scratch, and then I may or may not craft gunpowder. But once I've worked all the way through all that stuff, I'm going to take the Cerberus out and have another battle or two, I think. I don't know if I'm going to pop traders or look for skull ships again. But I did receive a comment on the channel. I wanted to address that. Let's see here. It's from Von Choker, Watt, W-O-T. How come you haven't demonstrated the yacht? I figured nobody wanted to see that. First of all, it's a ship that most of the player base can't get, and it's a little. It seems, you watch most of the videos, people don't really sail the littles a lot. You don't see them sailing the privateers or the pickles, brigs, navy brigs, you know. But that was one of the things that I wanted to do while I was going through this rank up, because you can see now that up to this rank, Captain D Corvette, rank's been easy to get. All you had to do was do deliveries and sail around picking up resources. I've only had like 2 or 3 battles tops, and I've managed to make the 4th rank. I mean, but now it looks like the numbers are significantly jumping up. You know, Before it was like maybe a couple hundred, 2 or 300. The last one was like 400 and something you had to get. Now it's 1,300, and the next one might be, more than that. And eventually you got to get like 10,000 to get a rank or something. I don't know. We'll see as we go along. So I might use some of that time to start getting these ships, because as I craft these ships during my crafting evolution, because I'm now up to level 14. Once I reach level 15, we start with the ships. And as I go through the crafting of ships this time, I intend to sail them and demonstrate them. And I also talked about demonstrating the redeemables that I have. And he asked me why I don't do the yacht. Well, let's redeem and we'll do the yacht. Now this is kind of like gambling here. I could choose random and see what they give me. And if I don't like it, I can redeem another one tomorrow. Or I can go with like one of the standard woods that are available. Let's gamble and do random and see what we get. Okay. We got a fur teak. So it's quite fast. Good turn rate. No real negatives on the thickness. And the hit points are base. So, damn, I can't complain about that one. It's a Liverpool refit. I do not know what that does. I'll have to look that up and see what it does for me as far as benefits. But hey, what does this take? Let's look at it. It's dark. We're not going to be able to look at it real good. But equipment wise, you can run 4 or 6 pound guns or 12 to 18 pound carronades. It has 12 guns, so that's 6 aside. It's a 3 boxer, but I don't have any upgrades, so that doesn't matter. And here's all the, you can see the speed is like a penalty right now because it's empty. This will go up higher as we ballast it out with our cargo, apparently. But the turn rate's not really changed. Let's see if we can compare those. So we'll see what happens when we load it up. See how the performance changes. Okay, now we're getting to daylight, so we can like zoom in. I like the look of this. This kind of strikes me like those, when I was growing up as a kid in the 1970s, there was like this phase where custom vans were getting their sides painted, and they would have that little like fisheye window up in the rear top corner of the side, and then there would be a big glorious airbrush painting on the side of it. That's what this reminds me of. See, there's your window, there's the glorious painting on the side. So it's like a custom van with the painting. There's the backside, little fancy gold trim. It's a nice little ship. We'll earn the scratch to equip it, and then we'll take it out, and I'll try to demonstrate it. But for now, we'll go back to the Cerberus. Actually, we need to do the Trader Snows because I got some errands to run. So let me take care of that, and then we'll get back to doing the do. Okay, this here is a useful tool, Naval Action Map 2. You can see the address up there at the top. It's na-map.netlify.app. Okay, this thing, like before when I redeemed that yacht, it was a Liverpool refit. And I was like, well, what the hell does a Liverpool refit do? Well, you come down here to modules, and it has, you can choose permanent, ship knowledge, and ship trims. Liverpool refit is a ship trim. And then you come up here and look at it. Cannon reload time, minus 3%. Turn speed, plus 3%. So it's a good refit. There's tons of information that will help you in the game on this site. Another thing I like to refer to a lot is this list. Now this list gives you the basic crafting cost per unit. When you make these items, you make them in batches. Like, you make charcoal in batches of 100, and then you do it in multiples as you select the various levels. but the cost per unit of charcoal is 1.6 reals. That's what the R means, reals, 1.6. So we come down here to ball ammo, the cost per unit to manufacture them. Now, I imagine that the guy that did this, he was using the most optimum prices on the market for your base resources. So this is probably the absolute minimum price, everything across the board. But 2.2 per ball is basically the cost of a cannonball. So when you're seeing them up at people are selling them for 9 and 10 and 12, they're making a hell of profit. Here's the chain ammo. It costs 6.97 per. Grape ammo is 6 per. Gunpowder is 1.4 per unit. And you go to the market and they're charging you generally. I've seen 3 and 4 here at Nassau, but you go to other ports and it grows very much. Hull repairs cost 56. Rig repairs cost 36. Medicine cost 11. So then it's got all the various prices for all the flags and stuff. Cannon cost per cannon. So if you want to know that, whether you're paying a good price for 6-pound longs, it costs 140 to manufacture them a piece. So do you want to pay 900? That's a choice you got to make in the game. And this also helps you to set your sale price because, what did it cost you to make something? You don't want to sell at a loss. Like a medium gun, those cost 94 to manufacture a 4-pound medium. Now, I've been capping all them 4-pound mediums off of those trade ships. And how much did the Admiralty store pay me for those a piece? 27. So I basically kind of got screwed, But the thing is I didn't make them. I just got them for free. So this tool is absolutely essential. This map here, you can click on any port and it will tell you the resources it makes and the battle timer, the battle rating, who owns it, when it was last taken over, tax rate, tax income. So if you want to know where resources are at, you just click all the various base and it'll tell you what it makes. So we're here in the shallows. See, I need to make that go down so I can zoom in on the shallows. So if I want to, what does Mimbres make? They make ball ammo. Water Bay makes saltpeter. Marsh Harbor, hemp, hull repairs. So that tells you where stuff's at. It also tells you where the patrol zone is for that day. This thing is just loaded of information. Now, if you wanted to compare your ship builds, this is where you would do that. So, what was the one we just got the yacht. I don't know the difference between a yacht and a yacht silver. And then we can put our refit on there. Okay. It was a fur teak. We got no permanent, and our perk is I believe it was competent gunnery. Yeah, we'll say competent gunnery. And then you come down here and it gives you all the stats. And you can take the ship. See, the wind is coming from the north, so it's coming into our face. and you can get your best point of sail. Like with the wind dead behind, it's a 10.3 knots. And then with the wind on the side, 11.6. Oops, hey. Our absolute best speed is right here running into this point of the wind in the yacht. So this thing is a good up the wind sailor. Kind of like the privateer is. 13.8 looks to be the best. Nope, 13.9. Can we get 14? No. Right there. So tons of info. So like if you were going to build a ship, you could try various fits on it and compare and choose the best one to build. You know, oak, teak, teak, teak. You know, depends on what you have. And anytime you want to click out of one of these screens, you got to always scroll down and back here in the bottom right corner, you click OK and it takes you back to the home screen. Can't recommend this tool enough for you. It is chocker box full of info, and I know I'm not doing it justice. This is the guy who made it. So shout out. You can give him a reward. It's designed by IB, AK Felix Victor Bastards Clan. You can also give them feedback, that kind of stuff. So great tool. You know, I had a Liverpool refit, didn't know what it did. Logged onto here, checked it out. Boom, I know what I got. Good to go. You know, nice little tool. Oh, we got a fire here. Is he gonna blow up? Cool. Let's see what we get. Okay, we got our first mod. Surgeon's mate. Small. It's a blue one. Got some chain. Got some powder. Got some gold. This was not a skull ship. It was just a regular brig. I got tired of looking for a skull one. So, but we got our first upgrade here. Little upgrade slot. So, it improves the repair amount for crew recovery. So, cool beans. Cool fire. Okay, here we are back in port, and took the Cerberus out. I was looking for like a brig, Navy brig type skull ship. Didn't find any, so I ended up just taking a regular brig. You saw that little clip of it blowing up. And after I left that battle, I ran across a trader's links, had to jump on it, and got it back here in port. Now it had porcelain on it also, but I stopped in Morgan's Bluff and sold that for a nice price, over 3,000. And then I bought some more provisions while I was there. So let's move all the goodies to the warehouse. Now I got a pretty good amount of provisions there now. That'll last me the first couple of ships. Good on hemp for a little while. Probably need some more iron ore and more lignum vitae log. But the thing is you can see I've got double the amount of saltpeter than I do sulfur. Well, I've got another order of sulfur that'll equalize these out, and then I'll make more charcoal, and I'll be able to make a big crafting session of gunpowder. But the thing is, if I just do this 3,000 amount now, gunpowder max, okay, that'll give me 54,000 gunpowder, but it's going to cost 57,000. So I got just enough to do half. But when I get that other load of sulfur in, I'm going to need to double up the amount of money here. So I'm going to need at least 120,000, I believe, uh, reals to make the full load, and that should get me darn near 100,000 gunpowder, and then I'll be set for quite a bit for gunpowder, and I'll just worry about ball and chain and you know the little pieces parts. So tomorrow will be a lot of cargo deliveries, long distance ones, because that's what brings the big money. Like I'll be going all the way down to the southern part of Mygowana, Pittstown, Dead Man's Cay, Watlings. These are the big payers. So I'll go around here and pick up the big contracts for down here. And then when I get down here, I'll pick up the big contracts for up here. And that should earn me quite a bit of money. So that's for tomorrow. Pick up sulfur, do cargo runs. That way I'll have enough money to craft all that gunpowder. And there's still stuff in the hold, so I got guns here to take off. And we'll put the traders' links up for sale. What are they going for? $9,000, $10,000, $11,000. I'll sell mine for 9,000. Gotta move it. Gotta move it. So it's empty. Holds empty. It was a breast refit, a little bit of a speed buff, fur oak, green. So it has only has one. Should probably have two open slots for a green. But we'll go ahead and put it on auction. Yep, it's on sale. I don't have anything else. And another thing I need to do is I need to get this yacht outfitted. And then we'll work on getting that video done. So this takes 6-pounders. That's 11,000 for 12 6-pound longs. Okay. So we got our guns. And I'll get all the gunpowder and ball and everything set for it. And then I'll work on that video tomorrow sometime or the day after. And hopefully we'll have a review of the yacht up for you soon. But this is all I intend to do tonight. Generally, I'm only good for about 2 or 3 fights a session, you know. And then I've been sitting here for quite a bit doing all these cargo deliveries I did today to get my money back up. And then I've spent a bunch again. So it's like a never-ending cycle. Earn money, burn money, you know. I've also got some things on contract for sale. Medicinal bark and tobacco. We'll see if those do any good. That's for people making provisions and medicine. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, that's it for the video tonight. Have fun in the game, and thank you for watching.